everybody is doing well. Now in today's session we are going to be talking about cube numbers. Okay, what are cube numbers? We are going to be understanding by using our simulations. Now students, cube numbers essentially mean when we multiply a number with itself 3 times. Alright, let's say for example I talk about the cube of 3. Okay, so the cube of 3 is written as the number 3 with a superscript, that is on top of it we write a tiny 3. That means it means that where we are representing cube of 3. Now what does cube of 3 means? For example, it means we are multiplying 3 with itself 3 times. Alright. Similarly, if I multiply 4 with itself 3 times, it will be called as the cube of 4. Okay, 4 times 4 times 4, that is 64. Similarly, 3 times 3 times 3, that is 27. Okay, now why do we call cube numbers as cube numbers, right? All of you must have like seen sugar cubes, right? Rubik's cube that we play around with, puzzle solving, Rubik's cube, sugar cubes. So the appearance of a cube, all right, how is it related with our numbers, right? Multiplying a number 3 times, how is it related to the appearance of a cube? Now, essentially students, what it means is, when I say cube of a number, it means it will represent the volume of a cube with its edge of that exact same number. Now to visualize, we have in our simulation here, let's say we have a cube of edge length 1 unit. All right. Now we can see that it has length, width and height all same as 1. All right, let me mark it for you. For that to happen, let us first pause this auto rotate. Now once it is paused, I'll mark on the screen by using my marker and I'll show you that essentially the length, the width and the height, 3-dimensional, right? A cube is a 3-dimensional structure. It's a 3-dimensional shape, right? So essentially the length, the breadth, L, B and H, length, breadth and height all are having 1 unit. Now in order to find the volume of a cube, that means how much space is contained inside the cube, we have to multiply the length times breadth times height, isn't it? The volume of a cube formula is length times breadth. Okay, just all right, it is 1. So length, breadth and height, all of them, since they are similar, they are 1. So the volume of a cube or the cube of the number 1 is 1 itself. All right. Now let's take another example. Let's clear out all the drawings first. Now students, let us increase this 1. Okay, let us increase the edge length to 2. Now you can see that it is corresponding to 2 cube here. Now 2 cube means 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8. Okay, now how many unit cubes can we count here, students? Let me zoom it in. How many unit cubes? 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. So total 8 cubic units. So essentially the volume of this cube with a side of 2 units, it will make 8 units, cubic units. All right. Now if I similarly increase to 3, you can see that corresponding here. Okay. So 3 cube will make 27 cubic units. 3 times 3 times 3. Cube of number 3 means 3 multiplied with itself 3 times. That is 3 cube, which is 27. Now if you count here, students, if you count here, you will find that this entire big cube is made up of 27 cubic units or 27 unit cubes. Okay. 3, the length is 3, the width is 3 and the height is also 3. You can clearly see here. Okay, let me rotate properly so that all of you can see. Right. So what we learned from here, students, is cube of a number means a number multiplied with itself 3 times. Similarly, I can increase the simulation to 4. You can see it becomes 64. 4 times 4 times 4, that is 64. 64 cubic units. Similarly, 5, it becomes 125. Okay, 5 times 5 times 5, it is 125, and so on. Okay, so what is special about these numbers? 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, okay, 216, 6 cube is 216. Okay, these are called as cube numbers because they represent the volume of a cube with the edge length. The cube's edge should match with the number whose cube we are going to be finding out, right? Like for example, you can see it is written here. For example, 64 is a cube number because it's 4 cube, that is 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, whenever we actually represent something's cube, we, let's say for example, we are representing a number n cube, okay, n cube. That means we are going to be writing superscript 3. Superscript means whenever we write a tiny number on top of a number or any variable, we call it a superscript. Okay, just a moment, students. It is kind of, okay, yeah. So it is called as n cube. Any number's cube, we write superscript 3 on top right of it. Now that we have learnt what cube and cube numbers are, let us have a few brainbuster questions on them. This one is really simple one. What is the definition of a cube number? A number multiplied by itself 3 times. Option B, a number multiplied by itself 2 times. A number multiplied by the number 3, or a number divided by itself 3 times. So very easy question. Cube number means a number which is multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay. Now how is the cube of a number x represented mathematically? Just now I told you regarding superscript. Whenever we are going to be representing a number's cube, we write that number and we write a tiny 3 on the top right corner above that number, which is called superscript. So really the answer is simple, that is x, option number A, that is x cube. We can see that a tiny 3 is written on top of x. Alright. Another one. What do cube numbers represent in terms of physical objects? The number of unit cubes needed to form a larger cube, the number of squares needed to form a larger square, or the number of lines needed to form a cube, or the number of points needed to define a cube. Right now we discussed how the cube essentially defines a bigger cube, that is a physical cube object, right? And how many unit cubes are required to fill it up. Okay, so the number of unit cubes needed to form a larger cube. Okay, the volume concept that we just now discussed, like the cube of a number essentially means that imagine a physical cube you have with you having the edge length of that number. Let's say for example 3 cube. That means if I have a cube of edge length 3 units, so 3 times 3 times 3, the volume will be 27 cubic units. Okay, so I hope all of you enjoy today's session. In the next session, we're going to be discussing regarding some interesting patterns regarding cubes. Okay.